The disappearance of 23-year-old Shannan Gilbert leads to the discovery of multiple bodies of young women, most of them strangled and tossed into the dunes around Gilgo Beach in Long Island, New York. Now, investigators hunt for clues that could lead to the arrest of the Long Island serial killer. Former Bronx Homicide Task Force Commander Shannan Gilbert says the full court press should have started the day police found the first 4 bodies wrapped in burlap.
Everybody knows somebody in Long Island. And I'm telling you for the record that the person who did this was highly stressed, and people close to him would have seen a sudden change in his demeanor. He wouldn't have gone to work, he would have started drinking, he would have acted strange, and he would have left the area.
But some, like the Suffolk County Police, think that there may have been more than one killer involved. It's not the first time experts are divided.
The DA says there are probably at least 2 killers because of what they found. One where the 2 bodies were chopped up, and the others where the bodies are intact. And so they say, well, that can't be the same method. I disagree. The killer can easily learn from his own experience on how to kill and what to do about it. And he changes over the course of years. And if the killer is intelligent, which this killer clearly is, they do change their methods.
Meanwhile, the families of victims are left to wonder while the investigation drags on. Lorraine Ela keeps the memory of her 22-year-old daughter, Megan Waterman, alive, while waiting and hoping for answers to her murder.
What makes this case so frustrating?
The thing that makes a case so frustrating is Suffolk County. This case is way over their head. It's a puzzle they need to put together. They don't know where to begin.
And then a major break in the case. 19 months after she went missing, the decomposed body of Shannan Gilbert is found near Oak Beach, Long Island. It's the same place she made her last fateful 911 call, a few miles down the road from Gilgo Beach. For her family, it's an occasion of sorrow and even more questions.
I got a phone call, and they told me that they think they found Shannan. And at first I was hesitant. I've heard it so many times before.
What not having Shannan here, what has that done to your life and all of your loved ones?
You know, they say it gets easier when time goes on. It doesn't. This bull. It doesn't.
It gets harder.
It gets harder.
The search for Shannan's body is the linchpin that uncovered a virtual mass grave of young victims. But now the Suffolk County Police speculate that Shannan was not murdered, but accidentally drowned herself in a drug-induced haze. An idea that is soundly rejected by Gilbert family attorney John Ray.
The theory that Shannan used cocaine, became confused, tripped, fell, drowned, and meanwhile her jeans were somehow pulled off by the bramble bushes is the theory of the Suffolk County Police Department. It's an absurd theory. The water in the marsh is only inches deep. She would have to work at it to drown. And to end up where she did face up makes no sense whatsoever.
The Suffolk County Police have refused to comment on the case to Crime Watch Daily, but John Ray called for a second autopsy on Shannan's body by high-profile forensic pathologist Michael Bobbitt. An accidental drowning is nowhere in his conclusions.
The bone in her neck, known as the hyoid bone, it's a U-shaped bone, small, maybe about that big, and it has 2 ends or horns upon it. The horns are missing from the hyoid bone of Shannan Gilbert. That indicates strangulation. Every girl who's strangled, virtually every girl's hyoid bone breaks.
At this point, every stage of the investigation has been one more step into the unknown. But things get even more strange with the introduction of Dr. Peter Hackett. He was a resident of Oak Beach when Shannan was last seen there. And Shannan's mother claims Dr. Hackett told her he saw Shannan the night she disappeared. Next, we take a good look at Dr. Peter Hackett, and it's not looking too good.
You had nothing to do with Shannan Gilbert's death?
That's correct.
What about all the other girls?
Ah! Jesus!
What was that?